Okay, let's think about this scenario. You have been approached by Burger King to write a program that will keep track of the cost of each transaction. Meaning, if you go through the drive-thru and it says, "I'd like to have 2 hamburgers, French fries, and 2 sodas," by the time you get to the window, you want the program to tell you, or by the time you finish with the order, you want the program to tell you what the cost is. So that's what we're going to do. Write a program for Burger King. We'll make it simple. Let's say Burger King is only going to sell 3 things here they're going to have on their menu. Burgers, that's what they're going to have. They're going to have fries, and they're going to have soda. But let's think about the price first. Does the price of the hamburger or the fries or the soda changes every single day? Not really. It might change once in 2 or 3 years. So these will be fixed values. They don't change. So I'm writing this in English, notice. So these values, I'm going to call them fixed values. So let's give them a price. I really have no idea what the price of any of these. I don't eat that food there. So we'll call them the price or burger price. And now let's say the price of a burger is going to be, I notice I use one word for that because when I get to programming, so for now I just put it burger price. How is that? So the price of that, let's give it a price. Let's say it's $1.75, $1.75. Let's look at the price of fries. I'm going to say it's only one order. I don't have large, small, because the program gets too complicated. We just start writing in programs. Now, later when we start doing decision making, yeah, we can change that. And let's say the price is, usually the price is more expensive than the burger. I don't know why. That's how they get you. $2.11. And the soda, again, one size soda, $1.49. Let's assume these are the numbers. Oh. And this is $1.49. I'll use these numbers. Now, when you go to the window, you want to tell them how many hamburgers you want. Number of burgers. So we need that. But that value is not going to be fixed. It's not going to be 6 burgers for every single person that comes through that drive-through window. It might be 1 for me. It might be 2 for you. So this is variable. This changes value. And the number of fries, again, the same thing. Oh, I wrote fries twice. That's also a variable. And the number of sodas here. That's also a variable. Now, let's go back and think about these numbers. Notice these numbers are decimal numbers. Well, if they're decimal numbers, if you went through the chapter 2 or modular 2 and you start reading, once your number is a decimal number, you can define that as a double, as a float. So it depends how many decimal places you want to go. I'll make these double. Double, that's a U, not an I. And also this is a decimal value. That's going to be a double there when I define that. So basically I'm sitting here trying to think about the program in my head. What are the things that I need? And that's also a double. Decimal values will make them double. the number of burgers. Are you going to buy 2.3 hamburgers? No. It's either going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that could be an integer or a short. There's no n here. Now each one of these has a minimum maximum size. I gave you a table in module 2 telling you what's the minimum number, the maximum number for the integer there. So these, I will make sure they are integers, you know. And once you have all these numbers, once you know these, and you know how many hamburgers you want to buy and how many fries you need and how many sodas you need, then you can calculate the cost. Then you can print the cost. And how do you calculate the cost? Well, you calculate the price of the burgers by taking this one and multiplying it by this one. And for the fries, and you add it to the number of fries times the price of fries. Then the number of sodas times the price of sodas there. And if you add all these numbers, that's how you calculate the cost. And once you finish with that, the next step is to print the result. So the person actually can tell you, that'll be $7.99, sir. Or that'll be $15.24, ma'am. You know, print the price or the cost. And you want to add taxes? Let's add taxes. And add the taxes. And let's say the tax rate is equal to, in Massachusetts, this is 6.25%. And since, again, this doesn't change, maybe I'll put the tax rate up there with these values because that doesn't change. So this is the plan for my program. So I'm going to open Java now. That's just, I want you to understand where I'm going with this. I can actually cut all of this and put it in Java. I should have done it in Java from the beginning. I don't know why I went to Microsoft Word, but that's okay. And let me open Java. And let me launch that. Notice it's going to open Java for me. It's going to open the last program that I did. I'll close it, create new Java project, and I'll call that, I don't know, Burger King. Oh, notice I'm putting a space. I'll call it Burger instead of Burger King. Here we go. That's fine. Finish. Don't create. Here we go. I don't need that. And now, again, this is just a folder. What I create is a folder. You can see it on the left. It's called Burger. So now in that folder, I want to start a new Java program, which means a new class. And I'm going to call this Burger King. And public static, so I don't have to write that line. The line I was talking about, the public static, is this one. You need that every time you start a new program. So now let me put the stuff I was writing in the program here. So again, these are comments. You can use double line, but since I have a lot of them, I'll use / asterisk. And if you hit enter, you can type as many lines you want to. So I'll paste that here. So notice that's the stuff we were talking about. I guess I didn't write Burger King here on the top. So here are the fixed values. These are the number of burgers. My phone is vibrating here like crazy. Let me just see if that's my wife or what. Let me stop the record. this part, the top, is just to explain what the program does. So let me begin. Last time I said if you're going to use the scanner, if you're going to be entering the values using the keyboard here, I need to tell the machine that. So I got to say import, and I got to say Java dot util dot scanner. Now we can give the scanner a name. Before I do anything, let me start here. I'm going to type in scanner. Trying to line them up nicely here. I took that stuff out. So scanner. And give this device a name. I usually call it input. I'll change it today. I'll call it get. I'm going to call the scanner get equals new scanner. It's just a name. You can use any name you want to. And use this for system.in. It looks like I'm missing an S here. System.in. So anytime I go to read now a value, instead of input, I'm going to use get. Where before we used to say this, now we're going to say get. I think last example I used input for the scanner. It really doesn't matter. So let's begin. Let's assign these values. The value that's not going to change. I said there's some stuff that's fixed value. Let me close this one to give me more space. Here we go. Let me assign these fixed values. Now we're going to choose variable names for them. So I'm not going to use this long name, burger, space, price, and all that. So I'm going to say B price. Oh, I don't like them far that way. So I'll go right here. B price, that's the price of burger. Maybe I'll do lowercase. B price, that's the price of burger. And I want that to equal. Notice I'm getting a syntax error, but I'm putting that intentionally. And this is the end of it. Now you can't just write that. You got to tell the machine what type of a variable this one. Well, we said that's a double. But if I do that, that means anyone can change the price in the program. So to make sure that value is never changed, nobody can change that, I'm going to write final before that. And what that does, that fixes the price. It locks it in. So you can't change it. So if you said, I want to increase the price, if you go right now and you go increase the price, you go let B price equals 5. And notice I'm getting a syntax error because I'm trying to change the price. I can't change that because of the word final. If I take the word final out, then I can change it. Now it's fine. So I don't want anyone to have access to that. I don't want anyone to change it because I want it to stay the same. So that's the final price for burger there. So final. The other one we need to deal with is the price for the fries, F, or what did I say? F price. And I forgot to say that's actually a double here. And what is the price of fries? That's equal to 211. And now that's good. And final, double. And we have the soda price equals, and that's what, 149. And the only thing left is final, double, tax rate equals 6.25. That's 0.0625. as a decimal value. So that's the tax rate that we have. So we did this one. We assign fixed values to the price. We assign the prices. So this section assigns the price to each item plus the tax rate. I'm just lazy. Now we need to get this section here, comment, there we go. Get the number of each item. So to get the number of fries, I'm going to ask the machine how many fries, or the user, how many fries do you want? So here we go, sys-o. I forgot it's the control space, so I don't have to write it. Please enter the number of fries. What happened here? My mouse didn't move. System.out.println should be here. Please enter the number of fries. In case you're wondering, I type with one finger. And I'm putting a space there. And maybe I want the machine to stay there, so I'll take the LN, which means don't go to the next line. Keep the cursor right there. And when you do that, when you run this, that's going to show up on the screen. Let me save this and show you what you're going to see right now. Run. And it says, please enter the number of fries. I forgot the soda first or the burger first. And it's going to wait for me to type that. And I'll type in like 76. But I didn't read it yet, so that's not going to happen. Because I never told them to get that number. The number of burgers. Maybe I'll start with the hamburgers first. And now let me define some variables to hold these numbers for me. Remember, I need some variables that's going to hold the number of burgers, the number of sodas, the number of fries. So let me go right there. And let me define, these are integer, int. And burger, that's the number of burgers here. Comma. Number of fries. Comma, number of soda. So these will hold these numbers for me. How many burgers you're buying, how many fries, and how many sodas. So when you ask the person here, please enter the number. Let me just hit enter to push it up there. Please enter the number of burgers you wish to buy. Well, that person expects to type that number. Well, if you're going to type that number, I need to read that number and save it. So I'm going to save it. So where are we going to save that? That number is going to be saved where? In number of, I use what? N burger. That's going to equal to, remember I called my scanner get. I can give it any name I want to. So equals get, I use capitals, case sensitive, dot. And this is an integer value. So I have to tell them next, capital INT, capital I only. And that will take that number and puts it in this location, number of burgers. And if I copy this and paste it, I can get the fries and the soda, just change a few things. So let's copy that and paste it here. But for the second one, number of fries. And that's going to go where? In number of fries. And the last one is going to be the soda. Paste it again. Number of sodas. and put that in N sodas. I think I use unsoda without an S. So that should give me all the values that I need. So let me go back and see what I said here. We're going to ask for these values. Once we have them, we need to calculate the cost, then add to it the taxes, then print it. So let's calculate the cost. Cost. Well, I never used the variable cost yet, so I got to tell the machine that's double because it will be a decimal value. And that's going to equal to what? First going to be the number of burgers, which is right there, N burger, times the price of each burger, which is what? Right there. Copy, paste it here. Plus, I'll put a space so you get to see him. The number of fries, copy. Just make sure I don't cut them. Times the price for the fries, which is this number here. And the reason I'm doing that, I'm not putting the number there, because if 2 years from now I decided to change the price, I only have to come back and change these numbers, just these numbers, and leave the rest alone. Plus, and we have one more, that's the number of sodas here. Command V, times the price for soda, soda price. And that's it. So this is the cost before the taxes. Let's calculate the tax. Double tax equals what? The cost, whatever the cost is, whatever that price there. You know what? Instead of cost, maybe I should call it price. I'll call it price there. So whatever the price was to purchase these times, and I have what? The tax rate. And now here's the cost. Double cost, which is going to equal to the price, the original price, plus the tax. So this section will calculate the cost of the order. And now this section is going to print it here. Display the total cost. So here we go, sys_o. So I wanted to say, here we go, the total cost of your order is, put a $sign. And now I want you to leave this one, that's a string, print whatever between these double quotation. In addition to that, I want you to print the cost. One of the problems we might encounter here, that your number is going to have more than 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, so which is a problem when it's money. So we have to fix that. So let me save this and run it to see if it's working. Now we're going to compile. Here's the problem with the scanner. I'm going to go and type in the number of burgers. Watch, I didn't click where to type it. If I go 5, look where it types it, way in the bottom, where I was the last place. That always bugs me. So I'm going to redo this program today differently. So you have to click here so the price will go right there. Just the first time. That's 5 burgers. Number of fries, I want 6 of them. Well, I guess that's 5. Number of sodas, 2. And look at the price here. So you're really stuck with all these decimal places. There is a way down the road once we learn how to eliminate some of this. I can do this mathematically. And the way I can do it mathematically for now, you can tell the machine, let the cost equals, I think I use capital C for the cost, yep. I'm going to take the integer value of the cost times 100. I'm doing mathematically now. Then when you finish with that, I want you to divide it by 100.0. Just to show you what I did, just take this number for example. If you take this number and multiply it by 100, it becomes what? 2367. That's what that number becomes. It has the decimal point will be after the 7. So the integer here says, I want you to go to this number now and only use the integer part. Well, what's the integer part now is going to be once you multiply it by 100? 2367. So you're going to strip just the first 4 digits here. Then when you divide it by 100, it's going to change it back to 23.67. So that's how you do it mathematically. Let's try that. 5 burgers, just like before. 5 fries and 2 sodas. And now it's 23.67. There is another way to enter these values. Like, again, what I don't like about this, when you run the program, if you're typing something here and you wanted to add something and you go to run the program now, oh, I forgot to save it. It's going to remind me. And I go to type in, it says, I see enter the number of burgers. I go 5. And notice again where it puts it. So it's a pain. So I want it to be like in your face. You can't miss it. So here I'm going to put, let's say I want to put 3 burgers this time. 1 fries and 1 soda. I'm hungry. And the cost, and that's not a problem when you actually do this mathematical equation because it's a math problem. So leading zeros and trailing zeros will not be printed, which is really not good. So for now, mathematically, this way you're going to get 9.4, but that means 9.40. And you really can't add the 0. You and I can't add the 0 yet. So that's the end of this program. I'm going to redo this program a little bit differently using graphical user interface where Windows is going to show up on the screen. So I'm going to take this entire program. I'm going to stop this.